The Alldus podcast is brought to you by Alldus International, supplying your expert AI and digital transformation staffing needs across the US and Europe. Today, you are listening to our ServiceNow series, where we interview the best and brightest of the industry to share their story, advice, and views on the exciting world of ServiceNow and digital transformation.
You're listening to the Alldus podcast ServiceNow series. I'm your host, JP Valentine. Our guest today is Yogesh Ailawadi. Yogesh is the head of products and innovation at Alert Enterprise. Yogesh, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
We're delighted to have you. Yogesh, we've got lots to cover today, but as always, let's start with you. Could you please give us a little overview of your background in technology and some of the roles you've held along the way from where you got started, a little bit about your career journey and taking us to where you are today as the head of product and innovation for Alert Enterprise?
Sure, definitely. I did my master's from India in computer science and started my career as a software engineer and specifically in security domain. That time it was in IT security. Started working with a startup and then that went to a huge success and acquired by SAP at that time. Now that module is called SAP GRC, Governance, Risk and Compliance. So that gave me a good taste of security domain, how that looks like. And then we went along the same company and then it started our CEO, Mr. Jasveer Gill. He started a new company, Alert Enterprise, back then in 2007. And then we realized that whatever problems we were solving for IT side of the world, we should do for physical security. So I've been fortunate that I've stuck to security for last 20 years or so, and then held many roles around software engineer, developer. Then I moved my career towards implementation services. I wanted to see how customer implement this software, how they fulfill their needs with the software, what challenges that face. So I worked quite a few years in implementation services around security. And then I changed my focus toward product. And for last 3 to 4 years, I am full-time managing product portfolio, its innovation roadmap, technology partnerships for Alert Enterprise. Amazing. Along our way, I just have to mention that we've been fortunate to working with good like-minded people in my career, and we filed 3 security patents. Those goes approved. So I'm very glad and fortunate to be part of the team.
Thank you for that, Yogesh. And you've already touched on Alert Enterprise as a business and given some insight into what you do. I want to spend a little bit more time talking about the business as a whole, particularly the problems that you're solving for your customers. So if you could just talk more broadly, first and foremost, about the mission of the organization, the types of customers that you're working with, and most importantly, the problems that you're solving. And then we'll jump into your role leading products and innovation and talk about where ServiceNow comes into the picture.
As I stated, my early part of career was around cyber security, IT security, whether we can call it identity and access management domain, or we can call it governance, risk and compliance domain. So the vision of Alert Enterprise when this company got started 2007 came from such customers that we want to bring the similar governance and security layer on physical access, building access. There are different kinds of building, like their corporate offices, their banks, their bank retail branches, healthcare facilities, oil and gas. If you see from a layman, these all buildings have some kind of system where you are carrying an ID badge, you tap the badge, you go inside the facility, right? That's more of an operational transactional use case, but there has to be a layer of governance on top of it. Who should go where, what time? Are you qualified to be there? Are you certified? And on top of it, there are government regulations for each different industries, for right people should be at the right places to make those buildings safe. So that was the overall vision when we started this company, and we brought solutions to the market, which is all around physical identity and access management. We call it physical GRC, which is physical security governance, risk and compliance. And that's our domain. That's how we felt there is a need in the market. And we brought our solutions to them. And until now, I think it's almost 15 years. We saw a rapid growth in sectors like financial, oil and gas, healthcare, high tech, and many others where you need a layer of governance, security, compliance on top of your building access.
In describing Alert Enterprise, you're talking about implementations, and Alert is technology agnostic. You're using the best of what is available. And part of your role, you're overseeing all of the products and all of innovation. Can you describe the journey with ServiceNow at Alert Enterprise from when you first started looking at the platform to today, and how you're utilizing it and what you're building in conjunction with ServiceNow?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I feel that when we saw a growth with our Alert Enterprise brand in last many years, and there is so much a small to mid-sized company can do, right? So we have our own brand, we are on public cloud, we provide solutions sometimes on-prem for very large customers, but majority on the cloud. And we are growing at the decent pace, but then we realized that if we want to see overall that almost every customer is a big, huge market for ServiceNow platform. There's so many customers use it. And those platforms are used as part of their organization's workflow. They're solving some problems, use cases. And then we thought of why don't we bring our flavor of our Guardian product, which is for physical GRC and PIAM. So about 3 years ago, we had that vision, and we also have good relationships with ServiceNow. The idea was to bring in the solution on ServiceNow stack so that it is readily available for all ServiceNow customer. It was a no-brainer for us to decide that this is the way to go to get a massive growth in this industry, and we can use customers' existing deployments of ServiceNow, and customer can actually get benefited from it, that they're getting maximum value of that platform. So that's what our journey 3 years ago, how we started. Now we have a product available on ServiceNow. If you go search Guardian, you will see a Guardian, which is a physical identity and access management, physical GRC solution. It provides multiple features like mobile credentials, wallets, visitor management, and whatever your needs or end customers need may be can be fulfilled from that product. So that's how we stand today. Obviously, there is a roadmap around it, but we can touch a base later. But we are always innovating with ServiceNow, whatever new features they are bringing in. We want to make sure that we leverage those new features and give a good end product to the customer.
And you're obviously supporting large scale enterprise organizations with a variety of products and solutions that you offer. Looking at what you've built with ServiceNow, could you maybe share a recent customer example which would demonstrate the impact that it's had? I know due to some privacy and NDAs, you might not be able to share who the exact organization was, but even if you reference an industry type, how the product is being used, and most importantly, what the feedback has been from the customer.
Yeah, I can definitely give some references, but not name the customers. We have customers actually in highly regulated sectors where we saw there was a need to provide a layer of governance, and customers did not want to embed one more vendor technology. The need was they already have ServiceNow, they're already using ServiceNow. Can we add one more module which will help them with physical security and access governance? So that was, I think, the driving factor from the customer. And we see a lot of traction in coming from healthcare sector, where very large healthcare providers wants to use ServiceNow as a front end for everything. They want to workflow physical security right from ServiceNow. We are seeing traction from high tech, which is over 100,000 employees globally. So we are seeing traction from multiple industry verticals, and the customer sizes I see from medium to large size customer, which is somewhere between 20,000 people to 100,000 identities.
You are listening to the Alldus podcast. When you're looking to scale your team, or if you are interested in showcasing your company in a future episode, reach out today. Or if you're in the market for a new role, visit our website to view open positions, www.alldus.com.
Could you share a little bit with us about the potential roadmap, the next 1 to 2 years, and what you and the product and innovation team are excited to work on within ServiceNow's capabilities?
As of today, we have our product available on ServiceNow App Store, natively built there, has multiple modules about employee access governance, contractor access management, visitor access management. We also have mobile NFC wallet credentials, which is again a brand new technology. All that experience we are giving through ServiceNow. Now, as we have seen in the recent Knowledge 25 event, there is a lot of push on agentic AI. And we evaluated agentic AI platform by ServiceNow, and it is quite impressive. It has lots of tools built in already there where we can leverage those tools and technology and create our agentic AI use cases and experience in, I would say, in no time. It's if you try to do something from the scratch versus you use a ServiceNow technology, you can build your product faster. And that's how our road mapping is lined too. We would be investing in agentic AI on ServiceNow. We are working on use cases which will give real value to the customer, which will save real dollars for them. And we gonna pick few user personas. We start from there, but our major focus would be around agentic AI.
And with that growth and opportunity, there's going to be a continuous need to develop more products, and you're going to look to invest in Alert's own internal ServiceNow capabilities, but you're also going to leverage the broader ecosystem and collaborate with some of the other partners. Can you speak a little bit to that combined approach? Because you were explaining to me in a previous conversation that right now Alert is taking on the ownership of building the products, but you do eventually want to collaborate more with other partners who specialize in this field. How is that going to look, and how are you going to make sure that you have enough skill set and talent available to stay on the cutting edge of innovation?
I think that's the right point, and that's the question we would looking for answers as well. But we have some thoughts. We are new in our ServiceNow journey, hardly 2 to 3 years, and there are organizations who are providing services, providing development or support on ServiceNow platform for many years, including yours. And we are looking for a scale with partners. Definitely, we are a product company. We want to remain as a product company. We don't want to invest too much on our implementation services, customer support, managed services. And that's what I think our next goal would be to develop those partnerships in different countries, geographies, and handhold our partners to begin with first couple of deals, and then give them enough knowledge of our domain and product so that they can take it from there and run by their own. But yes, we do not want to expand ourselves too thin towards services and support. We would rather be focusing on innovation and product, and that's what we are good at, and that's how we plan to scale in future.
My final question, I want to bring it back a little bit to some of what you discussed in your speaking slot at the ServiceNow Knowledge event a few months ago. You were given the opportunity to speak to a larger audience about how Alert is using ServiceNow. For those who didn't have the pleasure of catching that, if you could just share a little bit with us around the points that you are making to the audience at Knowledge on how Alert is utilizing ServiceNow, anything that we didn't already cover today.
Yeah, I think majority of the points are already covered, but I want to mention just one quick point here is, since we are in the security industry for over 15 years, specifically in physical security, we brought in all the integrations we've had in physical security world. Those are certified integrations, which we keep updating them. We brought in on ServiceNow platform. So now we are enabling your physical security workflows right from ServiceNow. And that was a theme about my speaking session. And on top of it, with the agentic AI, we tried to envision many more new use cases, which was not possible. So we were talking about, let's say there is an office and there is a reception officer sitting in, an employee approached them that say, oh, I work in this building, my ID badge is not working. Or a contractor comes in the building, say, I need to work in the HVAC system for 2 days in this area. Can you help me? Currently, reception office do not have any clue because security is managed by somebody else, which is sitting somewhere in some room. So what with agentic AI, what we did, we brought in all those endpoints together, created an experience for reception office that they can fulfill all those requests right from their desk. They don't need to call somebody. They don't need to go to somebody's office and find out what's going on, but they can help. So that was one of the examples we showed in the knowledge event, that how agentic AI can be very powerful when you connect all these small data points and workflows and bring the end user experience. And that's our theme gonna be for our innovation, that how we bring in more end-to-end use case with the simple commands and how we can solve from cyber IT security to the physical security.
Yogesh, thank you so much for coming on today and talking to us. I'm glad we finally got you on the show. I know this has been in the works for quite a few weeks now, and it didn't disappoint. I appreciate you sharing the amazing success that Alert Enterprise has had in its recent time in embarking upon ServiceNow. So it shows what can be done in a short space of time with the right focus. And most importantly, it feels like the road ahead is even more exciting. So we wish you, the team, and everyone at Alert Enterprise the very best of luck, and look forward to having you back on the show again in the near future.
Thank you. I appreciate your time and listening to us. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Alldus podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any Android podcast of choice. You can also head over to our website, www.alldus.com, to listen to more podcasts, view our open roles, and stay up to date with industry news. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more great episodes coming very soon.